You know, what's interesting, again, I always start that off, interesting. Uh, you're watching all these governments around the world, not only Canada, but Europe, with all the protests going on now, and they're trying to take over the land in UNDRIP. It goes deep, because we in North America are all native land. But the point being is, you're not going to change what is about to take place. This has all been prophesied. It's interesting, actually. It says in Daniel, it even says in some of the prophecies to shut the words of this book until the end, and knowledge will grow rapidly, and people will run to and fro. And you know, we are watching it unfold. It's interesting. Now, lots of people think that. They don't go as deep into it as I do into scripture, but it is interesting how Rome is even healing the deadly wound, I think, in a couple days, right? But, you know, you ain't going to change. I used to say you're going to need 1 million men. You won't be able to do it. It says no one who is able to wage war against the beast. So no one. You will not wage war against United Nations pushing all these rules and laws into our countries. They have been for the last decade or two already. I had to deal with sustainable development on some of the land deals that I've done. And it's interesting that they control everything, but they're controlling through a lot of other little minion companies like WEF and WHO. You can Google who's all tied to the United Nations. And scripturally, you're not going to change it. And it just makes too much perfect sense anyway. But everybody's protesting. And I said this morning on somebody's Facebook, I said, you know what, I'm going to try and honor God, because I see that there is a climate agenda coming, that Sunday will be a big part of that. And along with the beast, that United Nations, that the whore sitteth upon, her mark of her authority, her mark. There's a lot of Christians that believe the mark of the beast is Sabbath to Sunday. Somebody called me a Seventh-day Adventist again the other day on Facebook, but I'm not, because a lot of them believe that it is. I don't want to be affiliated with any woman, any church, any denomination. I see that God is sovereign. That's why he says, do not defile thyself with women. It's not talking about adultery. It's talking about all the religions in the world fighting and arguing and whoever's right. There is only one God. Even Jesus clarifies that very clearly. It is his Father in heaven. But I want to honor that day. But because I know he is my only shelter through this storm. And if you can't see the world falling apart from protests across the world, and the United Nations and the governments taking over, and the whore dictating it through the climate change agenda and carbon tax and all your shit, wake up, Protestants. Sorry. I get annoyed at that, because I see something different than a lot of men. And they all say it doesn't matter what day. But transgression of the law is sin. And now we see Rome, the last beast of Babylon, dictating to the world that we need a common day of rest for our common home. Like the Jewish Sabbath, Sunday is our reconciliation with Mother Earth. God's third commandment, don't worship anything on the earth or in the earth or underneath the earth or underneath the heavens or underneath the seas. I live a good life, like you got at the end of the day. But you know what? There is destruction coming, because it is a sinful world. They all say, oh, it doesn't matter. That is why God calls the church of Laodicea. She is lukewarm, rich, and need of nothing. And I have also waxed rich from the blood of her iniquities by her laws and her policies. It says in Daniel. Sorry, I get excited about this. But I know that you are not going to change what is about to take place. So in my head, I had gotten over that a while back. Because I used to say we need 1 million men. I seen this for a bunch of years coming. We need 1 million men to stand up already. This is going nowhere good. But yeah, sorry I get excited. But at the end of the day, I think it's time to wake up, church. You're seeing a lot of the major pastors come and see how Rome has deceived everybody, but yet they're just forgetting that she has changed God's times, dates, and laws too. I see John MacArthur. I see a whole bunch of people coming out. Daniel says the knowledge will grow rapidly in those days. We have it at our fingertips to seek. But we don't, because we are busy. We are too busy. We are lukewarm. And we will be refined in the fire to be found more precious than the gold. And God is coming. I think the whole world knows in their belt of truth, in their gut, there's stuff going on that has never happened in the world. And if anybody's living on the rock, or underneath the rock, pick it up a little bit and peek out, because it's coming.